the defendants accused in the 2022 Owo church attack have opened their defense in the terrorism trial instituted against them by the Department of State Services. At the resumed hearing before Justice Imarayi of the Federal High Court in Abuja, Defense Counsel Abdullahi Mohammed called the first defendant, Abdulmalik Omeiza, as the first witness in the matter. News Central's Judiciary Correspondent Joshua Imarayi is on standby for an update in the courtroom. Joshua, the trial of Malami and his sons over the allegations of terrorism has been adjourned. What is the reason for the adjournment? Can you give us insight?
Well, good afternoon to you. While the case was called before Justice Joyce Abdulmalik today, the counsel representing the prosecutor, that is the person of Rotimi Oyedepo, told the court that he just received the case file from the DSS, that he is here to familiarize himself with the facts of the case, that he's seeking a later date to come to court and start the trial in proper. Well, this was not opposed by the counsel representing the defendant, Adedayo Adedeji, who told the court that he does not have any issue with the prosecution coming on that day, but the only issue he has is that if the case is called on the later adjourned date and the prosecution is not ready to open its case, the court should strike out the charges. Well, this was met with vehement opposition by the prosecutor, who told the court that it is premature to talk about striking out the case at this time. Well, Justice Joyce Abdulmalik, however, adjourned to the 10th of March for trial to begin for that particular case. Over to you.
Also confirmed that the same adjournment applies to the trial of the 9 suspects accused in the Yelwata attack. Joshua, can you give us a bit of insight as to what issues warrant an adjournment in these cases?
Well, the same issue that happened to the first case is some sort of a similarity to what is happening to this particular one. Earlier on, before now, the courts had issue with representation, legal representation for the 8th and 9th defendant. Initially, the counsel representing the first defendant was standing for the 8th and 9th, but all of a sudden he backed out, informing the court that he's withdrawing his legal service for the defendant, who he said has actually said they don't want his service anymore. Well, the court actually compelled him to stand for them during the time when a witness was brought to court. But this time the case is different. When all parties announced appearances, they discovered that a new legal representation was standing for the 8th and 9th defendant. And this legal representation, who is the person of Y.A. Hassan, told the court that this is the first time of getting familiar or even appearing for this case, as he's yet to receive the case file from the former lawyer representing this defendant. The court, however, gave him, he actually prayed to the court to give him a later date to prepare, maybe just 2 days for him to prepare and get familiar with the facts of this case. However, the judge granted his request and adjourned also to the 10th of March for that particular case.
Now, lastly, we do understand that 5 suspects accused as well in the Owo church attack have opened their defense. What more do we know about the proceedings thus far?
Yes, after several periods where the prosecution, that is the DSS, has held its case and presented its case, brought forth witness before Justice Imarayi of the Federal High Court in Abuja, the defense is finally opening its case. And earlier on, the defense counsel actually told the court that the only witnesses he is bringing are the 5 defendants who will stand in the witness box and testify before the court. Today, they brought the first defendant's witness. That is the person of Abdulmalik Omeiza, who is the first defendant. And Omeiza testified how he was arrested in his hometown in Okehi and how he was arrested at night and the development surrounding his subsequent arrest. And when he was taken into DSS custody, he actually gave all this testimony. And the court has adjourned to Friday for to continue the examination in chief before the prosecution witness will be given the opportunity to do his own cross-examination. So we are coming back on Friday for the Owo Church massacre case. Over to you.
Joshua, thank you so much for your insights and your reports from Abuja. Thank you.